Thursday Night Football, the Dallas Cowboys travel to the Superdome to take on the New Orleans Saints. Right now, Cowboys sitting as 4.5 to 5-point favorites, over under 47.5. Now I have my favorite player prop, spread pick, and same game parlay coming up in this video. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. My name's Austin from Calling Our Shot, and we're going to get back after it. But first, we got to be transparent about last week because it was a brutal one. And we're going to do a quick recap. Now, we're 0-3 on Thanksgiving. Absolutely just terrible start to the week. Never really recovered. Now, we were 4-3 on player props as a whole. And player props is what I consider to be probably our specialty, what I'm best at betting on, and what I'm most profitable on. You can see the record on the screen, and we did the complete opposite. Reverse sweep in spreads and over-unders, a quick 0-5. Now, we can't possibly get worse than that. The only way to go is up. So fade at your own risk, tail at your own risk, whatever you want to do. We're going to keep trying to go in and bet some of my favorite spreads and over-unders. It was kind of summarized with the Colts plus 3.5, which they really could have lost by 3, but they let Leonard Fournette get a last-minute touchdown. Oh, well, we'll keep moving forward. Subscribe if you guys are new. Last note, we are sponsored by Dimers.com. We appreciate them. We have a bunch of exclusive sign-up bonus offers for sportsbooks. If you want to click the link in the description. We have a bunch of different exclusive sign-up bonuses. You don't want to miss out, and it helps Calling Our Shot grow if you use that link. Now let's get started with our favorite player prop of the day, CeeDee Lamb, over 24.5 yards for his longest reception, minus 110 on Caesars. Now, we've been on a pretty good run with player props, so we're going to, at least the whole season, we're going to see if we can continue that this week. Now, Lamb returning from concussion protocol, which forced him to miss their last game on Thanksgiving against the Oakland Raiders, or against the Las Vegas Raiders, which kind of showed in that one. Now, you look at him, he also was banged up in the previous game when he got the concussion against the Chiefs the prior Sunday, but as a whole, he's hit this over in 7 of 10 games so far this season, and one of those ones he went under was against the Chiefs when he didn't play the majority of the second half. Now, the 3 teams he's failed to hit it, the Chiefs, which he got injured, and then the Broncos and the Panthers, 2 of the elite defenses in the NFL. Now, those are all, honestly, 3 pretty elite defenses as a whole. Now, the Saints, they have not been that in terms of the passing defense. Now, they've been pretty good against the run, not allowing a ton of rushing yards, so they've been a little bit weaker as of late, but still, opposing wide receivers have been hitting this over, long completion, a long reception left and right this season. They currently give up, the Saints that is, the 10th most passing yards per game and the 5th most fantasy points per game to opposing wide receivers. So fire out all of them, Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, maybe even Michael Gallup as a late dart throw into your fantasy lineups, but specifically CeeDee Lamb, who, like I said, finally gets the return to the slot position, which is where I think he's the most lethal. Spoiler, he'll be in the same game parlay in a little bit, but you see Amari Cooper should be back, and Michael Gallup finally healthy. So finally we see CeeDee Lamb in that slot position where he's very good. Now, over the last 5 games, here are the following players that have hit this over 24.5 yards for their longest reception against this New Orleans Saints team. You had last week the Bills, Stephon Diggs, and Gabriel Davis both hit this. Now, Dawson Knox, their tight end, I believe had a 24-yard reception, so just finished on the hook. The game before that, Devontae Smith, the Eagles, crazy passing attack. Devontae Smith still hits the over. Week before that, Marcus Johnson and Deontay Foreman for the Titans. The week before that, Cordarrelle Patterson, Kyle Pitts, and Olamide Zaccheaus all hit that over. Now, the week before that against the Bucs, you had Chris Godwin, Tyler Johnson, Cyril Grayson, Mike Evans, all 4 of them hit it. You see, several of these teams don't have as great of a passing attack as the Cowboys. Now, the Bucs probably have a better, but still, 4 Bucs hit this over against the Saints defense, and I wouldn't be surprised to see CeeDee Lamb get it over again tonight. Overall, in his longest completion, hopefully we can get this a cash in the first quarter, just like we had with Russell Wilson on Monday Night Football. Now, let's move on to my spread pick. I'm going to start with the Saints, +5, minus 110 on FanDuel. Now, you have 2 teams, both playing pretty and tail or fade at your own risk, but I like the Saints in this one. Here's why. Now, both teams not really playing all that well. Saints have lost 4 straight games, and that was 1 loss, and their last loss was a beatdown, 25-point beatdown at home to the Buffalo Bills, and yes, I was on the Saints spread that night, so it feels good. So I've been wrong before, so I'm ready to get wronged again by the Saints, but this is also, you look at it, the Saints, I still think they are one of the harder home teams to really beat by a touchdown, and come in and just beat them not only in their home stadium, but also beat them by almost a touchdown, which is we're getting 5 points, which the Cowboys have lost 3 of their last 4 games, including on Thursday and Thanksgiving to the Raiders in overtime. And now you finally get the Saints starting Taysom Hill at QB. And say what you want about Taysom Hill. So is he a running back? Is he a halfback? Is he a fullback? Starting at QB, he's still been successful in his career starts. And anyone who has not been successful, Trevor Siemian. So finally, he can't possibly be worse than Trevor Siemian, right? And so you look at it, though, it's very hard to game plan for Taysom Hill. Like I said, he's basically a running back quarterback at QB. How do you even stop that? Now, in his 4 career starts, all of them last season, he won 3 of them, and the one game he lost by 3 points, so he covered that. Now, he's been pretty decent as a starter. The Saints finally getting back Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara, their best offensive weapon, and it feels like a recipe for the Saints to keep this game close, maybe win, or at least lose by a field goal or 4 or 5 points. Now, the Cowboys have struggled on the road in New Orleans. They've actually only covered 1 of their last 9 games against the spread against New Orleans in the Superdome. And despite me saying earlier that the Saints, passing defense has struggled, I think they can at least try their best to cover them. And you look at it, they'll be able to control the clock, which is all the Washington football team did against the Seahawks on Monday Night Football. So if you can control the clock, fewer possessions for your opponent, you're probably going to have a good chance of winning. And I think Sean Payton will have a good game plan for the Saints, and that's why I'm taking them +5. I think they'll be able to control the clock, keep their defense, might be able to make some plays against Dak Prescott in the offensive line. Zeke Elliott is banged up as well, so who knows what that running game will look like. So I'll ride with the Saints +5, and I like them tonight. Now let's move on to a same game parlay. 3 legs. And last week's same game parlay, it wasn't even close. He absolutely stunk it up. We had DK Metcalf, and he was an APB out for him. He didn't show up. But this week, we got 3 legs plus 344 odds. CeeDee Lamb, 80+ receiving yards. Taysom Hill, 25+ rushing. And Dalton Schultz, 25+ receiving yards. Now, CeeDee Lamb, the 80+ is well over his line. And I just think it's a big CeeDee Lamb game. Like I said, he's back into the slot where I think he's very, very good. Now, you think about the 2 games prior to Michael Gallup and Amari Cooper, when they finally have been healthy, was week 1 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He had over 100 yards receiving. Then the other week, I believe, was against the Falcons when he had over 100 yards receiving again. He's had 80+ receiving yards in multiple games this season. And I think about he'll be able to avoid Lattimore, who's arguably the best cover corner on the Saints. He'll just be in the slot chilling against probably worse corners. I think CeeDee Lamb due for a big day. You could take his regular over. I'm only going to take it in here, 80+ receiving yards. It's like +170 value alone by itself. And I think he has a big game tonight. So I'll be riding with CeeDee Lamb. Now, the second leg, Taysom Hill, 25+ rushing yards. I mean, like I said, this is a guy that's glorified running back playing the QB position. He has hit this in all 4 starts that he's had, and that included games he went over 40, even had 80 rushing yards in one of them. So I think he hits this with ease. He'll have enough attempts, maybe 8 to 10 to 12 attempts tonight, though we want to keep the ball out of Dak Prescott's hand on the other side. And lastly, Dalton Schultz. Now he's hit this in 2 straight games, and he's hit this in 6 of his last 8, I believe 7 of 10 overall. He's the reliable tight end for the Cowboys. And if you think about it, the Saints team, hard to run against, but it's easy to just dump it off into the flats against to Dalton Schultz, let him pile up some yards, yards after the catch. I think that's what we see out of them. So that 3-game parlay, 3-leg parlay, Dalton Schultz, 25+ receiving yards, Taysom Hill, 25+ rushing yards, and CeeDee Lamb, 80+ receiving yards. You're obviously welcome to add any other legs you want in there. Let me know your best bet down below. I'm curious what you guys have on this Thursday Night Football showdown. Finally getting a good game on Thursday. We've had some stinkers in the past, especially on Sunday night and Monday Night Football in the past couple weeks. So we appreciate you guys for tuning in. Hopefully these bets we can maybe get back in the winning column for those spreads and over-unders. Hopefully we can really, we can't possibly be worse. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. And like I said, we have those weekly live streams now starting up every Wednesday. So make sure you're checking them out. It's at 6 p.m. to 6:30. We do it for 30 minutes, and we talk all about the NBA slate, talk about what's going on in the NBA, talk about our favorite bets of the day. Plus, I answer every single question that you guys send me in the chat, or at least I try to answer as many as I can. So make sure you follow us on social media down below. We've got a lot of college football videos coming your way over the next couple days. So make sure you stay tuned in for those. We appreciate you guys. This has been awesome. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.